seen traditionally the military working hand in hand. We've seen police officers working hand in hand with cartel members. I saw the cartel's coercion of government institutions, intimidation of law enforcement, and their brutal enforcement of control over entire communities.
Today exemplifies our working relationship, our resolve to go out there and touch bad guys anywhere. There's no more defeating us, again, by our jurisdictional boundaries. We're here to work together.
Chicago was asleep. But at 3:45 a.m., federal agents discovered something no one in America was prepared for. A foreign ambassador, protected by diplomatic immunity, secretly powering a cartel's fentanyl empire inside US borders. What I'm about to show you could break international relations overnight. This is FACTSCAN, where we uncover the stories powerful people hope you never hear. Today's investigation exposes how Chicago became ground zero for the deepest foreign infiltration in modern US history, and how federal agents unraveled a criminal network hiding behind embassies, business fronts, and diplomatic privilege. Let's begin. We've seen it before. Military officials cooperating with cartels, police officers compromised, and communities controlled through intimidation and fear. But Chicago was about to reveal something far darker. 3:45 a.m., Chicago, Illinois. CJNG's fentanyl network. Diplomatic cargo, encrypted routes, a Chinese ambassador. Federal analysts discovered the most sophisticated foreign penetration of US soil in decades. A cartel pipeline shielded by diplomacy. This case, investigators said, proved one thing: there are no boundaries anymore. We go where the threat is. While the city slept, federal agents exposed a truth that sent Washington into crisis. CJNG's fentanyl flow was being protected by a powerful figure inside America's diplomatic system. Encrypted files revealed a name that shocked every agency. Long Meridian, codename for Ambassador Jen Wei Ming, the Chinese ambassador to the United States. A man with full diplomatic immunity, unrestricted communication, and protected global shipping lanes. Within 2 years of his arrival in Washington, fentanyl precursor imports surged 430%. 3 Chicago safe houses raided by ICE had crates stamped with Chinese diplomatic seals. Financial transfers, shipping logs, and warehouse records all pointed back to him. This wasn't bribery, it was strategic infiltration. DHS classified the threat as severe. Investigators uncovered 23 front companies across the US, hidden ownership chains, embassy endorsements, offshore accounts, diplomatic shipments bypassing customs. Chicago wasn't infiltrated, it was being managed. And the person directing it wasn't in Mexico. He was sitting behind an embassy desk in Washington, D.C. A secret memo titled "Strategic Integration for Stability of the Chicago Corridor" ended with one chilling line: ensure uninterrupted flow. Priority access for CJNG chemical partners is authorized. For federal agents, the conclusion was unavoidable. Chicago, America's trade artery, had been turned into a protected cartel corridor. If this shocks you, comment yes to push this investigation further.
Precursor chemicals are made in China, so these are the most important chemical ingredients to make fentanyl.
A single command echoed across federal radio. All units advance, multiple foreign actors confirmed. What came next wasn't a raid. It was a coordinated federal strike, engineered to collapse an entire logistics system before it could react. Cicero, Illinois. ICE agents breached a residential block. Flashbangs erupted. Inside, heat-sealed fentanyl bricks still marked with the CJNG Eagle emblem. Bridgeview. DEA teams stormed a warehouse. Behind false walls, a live chemical lab. Glassware still warm. Gunfire erupted. Agents advanced behind ballistic shields. The discovery under the floor stunned them. More diplomatic sealed containers. Joliet. ATF agents faced heavy gunfire at a trucking yard. The seized rifles traced back to a CJNG enforcement route through Central America. Brighton Park, the breakthrough. A hidden elevator led to a sub-level chamber, 5 tons of narcotics, 37 firearms, $76 million in ledgers, and a file labeled C-Channel Line. The first page linked payments directly to Ambassador Jen Wei Ming. By 5:12 a.m., 5 sites secured, 106 suspects detained, 0 civilian casualties. But the evidence revealed something far more dangerous, a joint criminal diplomatic network. 7:40 a.m. A secured federal briefing concluded one unthinkable fact. A foreign ambassador had directly enabled a major transnational drug cartel. The target was an auxiliary embassy office outside Washington, not protected by full immunity. FBI, HRT, DHS, and HSI launched a near-silent operation. Inside, staff attempted to purge data, but cyber teams severed the uplink with seconds to spare, preserving terabytes. Binders with embassy insignia held, chemical procurement lists, Midwest transit schedules, and a directive authorizing CJNG cooperation, signed Jen Wei Ming. For the first time in decades, the US had raided a diplomatic facility tied to a criminal cartel. The seized servers exposed a map of factories, warehouses, and shell companies stretching across Illinois, Wisconsin, and Indiana. Chemical hubs disguised as solvent manufacturers, vitamin factories, machine parts exporters, all funded through foreign state-backed intermediaries. One warehouse alone laundered $1.2 billion during Jen's tenure. The architecture was clear: not infiltration, not corruption, a foreign engineered criminal grid. Tier 2 routing files revealed new cities: New York, Los Angeles, Atlanta, Seattle. Each was already receiving diplomatic shipments. This wasn't a Midwest threat, it was national. By midnight, the White House was briefed. Officials said it was the most extensive foreign-backed criminal infrastructure discovered since the Cold War. When agents moved on an Atlanta distribution center, cartel enforcers tried to burn evidence. A standoff erupted. Inside, thousands of fentanyl tablets still warm. News exploded nationwide. Protests erupted outside consulates. Congress demanded answers. DHS released a chilling statement. This is structural infiltration, not simple trafficking. But the truth was worse. The system was designed to regenerate, flexible, distributed, protected. What happened in Chicago was more than a cartel takedown. It proved that America's greatest threats don't always cross the border in the dark. Sometimes they enter through the front door, wearing diplomatic badges. If agents hadn't acted, the Chicago corridor would still be pumping fentanyl, cash, and influence into the heart of America. If you believe these networks must be exposed, if you believe Americans deserve the truth, then like, comment, expose, and share this video so more people see what really happened in Chicago. This wasn't the end. This was the moment America finally realized the enemy wasn't just cartels. It was anyone willing to infiltrate the United States from the inside. Stay alert, stay aware, and stay with FACTSCAN as we uncover the next chapter.